Hey everybody, Aaron here again from Countryside Acres. It's a bit of a cool morning here again. I lied earlier this week. I said it was not going to be any more cool mornings, but it's raining, drizzly, kind of good weather for a duck, I guess. Got some exciting news this morning. I built this here dam, or been working on it, just moving some dirt and moving the rocks out of the laneway here where the tractor goes through the river, and piled them all up here. And now I've noticed, I was kind of hoping this would happen, but I had no way of knowing it would happen. But I was kind of hoping to blow the beaver dam that's upriver, that's flooding my land, and kind of in the back of my head hoping that they would move here. So I have not blown the dam yet, but they are building here. These are all fresh new sticks. The other time I got water here, I actually seen the beaver swimming away from this corner. He was fixing this up. And now I see there's new twigs on the other side as well, and they're starting to patch the dam. So I've heard before that when they hear the sound of running water, they just feel the need to pack it full. So maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe because we got all this water gurgling over the rocks, they're started packing her in. I don't know. Also, you know, as the kits get older, they do move out of the mother nest and move along to a new, and they have to find their own surroundings or their own pond, I guess. So maybe that's what's going on here. I have no idea, but I'm pretty excited about that because now I'm not working alone. I'm working with nature's best dam builders. Right? You can't beat a beaver. You either need a beaver or a Dutchman, I guess, and we have both here, so we're good to go. Always a bit nervous filming stuff like this over open water. It's an expensive accident waiting to happen, but you can see all the sticks. There's sticks in here and grass in here. They've got all sorts of stuff crammed in. There you can kind of see how deep it is, maybe. It doesn't really show up on camera, but that's a little over 2 feet deep there in the water you're seeing down. And right here along both edges here, there's fresh mud piled up on the dam. So they actually take that off the river bottom and off the sides and they jam it into the holes. That whole side here is now packed full. You can't really, I don't know, I can see it with my eyes. You can't really see it on the camera and I can't really get to it. But it's packed full of dirt down below and they're slowly working their way to the middle, I guess. He was down underneath here when I saw him, underneath the edge. And looks like he's helping me out. There's a lot of grass and twigs and stuff interwoven in here. Pretty cool. See how far they get. And then I gotta hope that the winter doesn't blow, or the spring, sorry, after the winter, doesn't blow it out. But they got both sides, they're working their way to the middle. So we'll help them out too. Any more big rocks and stuff, I'll dump them in here. That will kind of help hold the water back. Pretty exciting. We're doing some custom mowing this week again. I'm out mowing for an Amishman on the island here actually. So they got wind, I guess, that I do some custom work, which is great. I have enough on my plate at the moment, but I'm going to take the work because hopefully that'll trickle into more work next year for their community. I'm hoping. So I had my co-pilot at Coraline with me here, and she's seen some of the Amish girls in the garden, so she asked if she could jump out. I don't know where she gets that outgoing nature from, probably from her mother. Anyway, she bounced out and wandered out to the garden to go talk to them. So hopefully the girls speak English. I have no idea. Some kids don't know English. They only learn German until they're older. So not only did Cora make a friend, she met a 15-year-old girl named Amanda here. I now see she's riding on a horse. Which Cora, anybody that's watched us for a while, that's right up her alley. I'll show you some footage here if I can get some. Far away over there, she is sitting up on a horse. Sorry for the shaking. I've got about 30 acres, I think he said, here to mow up, and then I'll be coming back to bale it later this week, trying to make dry hay. Also, there's a field of, I believe it, I never really looked, I think it was oats in there that they'll be combining this week, and then I'll have to bale the straw up for that as well. So yeah, big into get some mowing, some baling to do here, and told also about the wrapper, so hopefully down the road we'll get some wrapping out of this as well. But it's going to be, I don't know, 4 or 5 hour job here, mowing it, then I'll get back to the build, and then later this week we'll hopefully get her all baled up. Bit of a cool day today. I actually need a sweater on today. Kind of dreary, overcast, which isn't typical here. We normally have blue skies every day. There's a little bit of blue sky down there. The sun's come out a couple of times, and you take the sweater off, and then the sun goes away, and put the sweater back on. It's kind of drizzling a little bit, so it's a bit cool. Anyway, beams all done. I'm not going to get my floor joist till next week, Monday or Tuesday. All of the beams are done now. Anyway, it's all the way done at the time, or all the way down the side here. The top of this is floor height. That's where the plywood for the floor goes. On this side it is lower because our floor joists are sitting on top of this beam. That beam and that beam and the far beam, they'll be running through there. And but I put the plywood up to the right height. So whenever the floor joist, I just got to keep going. We can't just sit around and do nothing here. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to put the plywood at the right height. The floor joist will then slide back into this, and they'll be the same height as this. And that'll give us a good seal. I want to get all this on. I've got some blue skin I'm going to put on here and down. That's just a waterproofing on the outside. The kids are digging here right now to get us lots of room here, and then we'll clean that up real nice with the pressure washer so we can get it bonded to the ground as much as possible. And we'll run a tile all the way down this side, up the front here. Gotta remember which way we're pointing, this way. And one down this one as the kids are digging. And we'll run them both down the hill here. There's lots of slope, obviously, going down that way. And that'll be our drainage tile around the building. So, but it starts with me getting this plywood on here and getting all that dug out. So it's moving along. After that, what else can we do? I can probably start framing walls for upstairs and just laying them on a pile here, providing I can find some way of hoisting them up there once the floor gets here. The upstairs, the whole thing is ready as well for floor joists, so we can just pop them up on top and put the plywood on top of that and then carry on with the walls. So if we have to wait too long, I do probably have some baling to do this week. I did some mowing yesterday. I got the laneway I can work on, so there's a few things I can keep occupied as well. I still have to figure out how I'm going to get that truck in here. It comes, they're 48 feet long, these floor joists, and somehow I need to get that truck in here, ideally close to the house. So I might spend a bit of time with that this week as well. But as far as the house goes, yeah, I'll get this done. We can insulate these walls as well. I just don't want the insulation to get wet, so it may end up just vapor barriering, covering it, taping it somehow so that that can stay dry in the meantime. Once the floors and everything are on, I'm not worried about it. But it's going to be really hard crawling down underneath here after the joists are on. There's not a lot of room, and it won't be a lot of fun. It's a lot easier to do it now. And then the joist spaces left over up against the plywood, will probably end up spray foaming that, just because it's really hard to get bats in there nicely to get a good seal. So yeah, it's coming along. Like I said, we'll probably end up framing those walls if the joists aren't here yet. We'll start framing those walls, and I'll just set them on the ground here and have them numbered or something. We can hoist them up. I may make if I have time for that, I may make something that I can attach to my tractor bucket so that I can lift up higher, and then kind of use it as like a crane. That way I can lift stuff up there. I do want to do backfilling here yet as well, so once I get all this done, get all this dug out, seems like a shame, we'll dig it all out, we'll waterproof it, we'll put our tile in there, and then I'm going to fill it back up, actually to a higher point, probably right around here-ish. We got to leave room for the deck. The deck material has got to come in here yet and coming out through here, but underneath that we'll probably fill that up some. I don't know about all the way around yet, we're still discussing that. But we can keep going on that. And I'd like to possibly pour the little footing pads for the porch posts here as well. We are planning a wraparound porch on 3 sides of the house, east, south, and west. So we may end up pouring those. And then if they're done, then in the wintertime or whenever we have time, we can set those posts and carry on with the porch. But primary focus right now is house, get it closed in for winter. And that's the first sheet of plywood. Some kind of shelter anyway. We can hide down in the crawl space if nothing else.
It looks like he's got a little bit of a limp. What do you think, Russ? Do you think he's your buddy? You think that's the one that you had caught? It's kind of neat. I think it's neat.